But McKee, West Rucker, go Vols 24/7 here inside, or I should say atop the rafters, amongst the top of the seats here at Thompson-Boling Arena at Food City Center. The lighting's not great up here, but the Lady Vols are about to practice ahead of their game against LSU tomorrow. We just got done watching number 1 Tennessee beat number 23 Arkansas 76-52, Wes.
Yeah.
Every time Jonas Aidoo touched the basketball, you were well aware. We'll touch on Jonas here in a moment. The story today, aside from the overall big picture, I guess I shouldn't say the story because there are multiple stories, but the one that stands out to me the most is Chaz Lanier doing Chaz Lanier things, Igor Milicic having an outstanding day on the glass, grabbing 18 rebounds. We'll start there. Just an impressive performance from Tennessee, and they out-rebounded Arkansas 51-29. Just a dominant showing from Tennessee on the boards.
Yeah, it was interesting because, people were talking about into this game, a lot of the people about like one of Tennessee's transfers outgoing and the transfers ingoing, helped Tennessee win this basketball game in a big way. Igor Milicic Jr., I mean, he's just an animal on the glass. He honestly, if he played this many minutes in a lot of games, he might have more games where he would have rebounding numbers like this. He's a monster there. I bet his rebound per minute numbers are fantastic. But this is a game where Tennessee just sort of physically bullied them. You come into this building, it's full, it's loud. This is a good team. It's an old team. And if you don't come ready to play, if you don't come ready to fight, they'll just wrestle you. They'll wrestle you into the ground, into submission. And that's what we saw in that game. Like, Tennessee could have shot 15% from the field and won that game because of the way Tennessee rebounded.
Yes, and it also would have won with Chaz Lanier shooting the basketball the way that he does. I mean, good luck finding a better shooter in all of college basketball than Chaz Lanier. He is up there with anybody. Go back to the G League invites and NBA combines, and what he did there proves how good he is as a shooter when ranking them in college basketball. 29 points today, a season high. He's 10 of 20 from the field overall, 5 of 10 from three. Just an exceptional performance, and he's got that same trait that Dalton had, in which he can just get going in an absolute heartbeat, and next thing you know, he's got 7 straight, 10 straight, and today it was Arkansas leading for most of the first 6 minutes of the game, and then Chaz got hot, got to the rim for an easy layup because of a nice pass from D-Stone, Darlin Stone Dubar, knocked down a mid-range jumper, knocked down a 3. I mean, just within a matter of moments. And after that, it was Tennessee by double digits pretty much the rest of the way.
Yeah, I asked guys about this after the game because I'm sort of intrigued by it, almost amazed by it, how quickly he gets rid of the basketball.
Man.
I mean, I don't know. We've covered this game for a while, and I don't know how many guys I've seen who are that accurate with that quick of a release. And the thing is, it helps because he's not 6'8", he's not 6'9". He doesn't have that sort of the size that Dalton Knecht had. He's 6'5", he's not small. But, people just can't, he's quick enough to go around you if he needs to, but it's just so hard to defend him because you can't give him a foot. If you give him a foot, that's enough space for him to get that shot off. And it's not a high release shot, but it doesn't have to be because it's almost like a rubber band or something, like a tennis ball hitting the wall and coming right back at you. And to be that accurate, it's unbelievable. And when he gets hot like that, there's not really anything you can do.
No, there's not much you can do at all. And with Jonas, I feel bad for him to a certain extent. Jonas was a joy to be around during his 3 years at Tennessee, and not saying that the fans weren't right for giving him what he got today. He did make a decision that was a little odd at the time. Rick Barnes said at the time that he was surprised because the day before he told them he was transferring, he told them that he was good and happy to be here. So not saying that the reception wasn't justified, but it does kind of stink because Jonas is a good kid, but didn't play all that well today. 4 points, 5 rebounds. He did block a couple of shots, picked up a couple of steals, but you could, in my opinion, I think you could tell that the moment of coming back was a lot for him.
Yeah, he's not any, like, if you're going to say that he's a bad guy because of what he did, then Tennessee's added bad guys the past few years too, because that's the way this thing goes. But he made a decision to not be here after he was here, and when you do that, if you go back and play there as a conference rival, you're going to get booed. I mean, that's not, I don't think I would say it's nothing personal. For the fans, maybe it is, maybe for the players a tiny bit, but that's their brother. They love him, and he got a bag. He did something for his family that I don't think was a bad decision in some ways. but every decision has consequences, right? It's like in life, you make the decision to go do something. It's not, you don't just get the good stuff without the bad stuff that comes with it. Like that's how life is. And when you play for Tennessee and then you play for somebody else and you're an SEC rival and you come here, you're going to get booed every time you touch the ball. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. And I think he'll get in better basketball shape. He's coming back from an injury. Early on, he was active. He was causing all kinds of problems. And Tennessee was happy to get him off the floor defensively because they were having a hard time getting anything done. But as the game wore on, the physicality, that's been the story with him, right? Physicality bothers him, and it did today.
Yeah, and it's not like the fans were obnoxious either. No. It was nothing that we haven't seen before in sports. Just kind of it is what it is. Quite frankly, they're compensated like professionals and treated like professionals. So sometimes they're going to get reactions that professional players get as well. Tennessee back in action on Tuesday night in the Swamp, playing a Florida team that just lost to Kentucky earlier today in a game that over 200 combined points.
It's crazy.
We're scored. Tennessee now one of two remaining undefeated teams in college basketball. If Oklahoma loses later tonight, Tennessee would be the remaining undefeated team in college basketball. So another big one on Tuesday night. We'll certainly have all the coverage you need at GoVols247.com. He's Wes Rucker. I'm Ben McKee.